Hello students, I welcome you all in the next lecture of Mathematics 1. I hope you all are doing well at home. We are studying chapter number 1, sets. So in the previous lecture, we have seen the meaning of word set. Okay, it's a well-defined collection of objects. And then we have seen the methods to write the sets, and from that we have completed practice set 1.1. Now we are moving towards the next topic, that is types of sets. So now let us try to understand types of sets. Here types of sets are derived from the number of elements present in the set. Okay. So the very first type of set here is a singleton set. As the word suggests, single means only one. So here singleton set is a set which consists of only a single element. Or you can write down the definition as a set consisting of a single element is called as a singleton set. The example is A is a set of even prime numbers. You know that 2 is the only even prime number. That is why set A contains only one element. Okay. So here this is the first type of set, singleton set. Then the second type here is empty set or null set. Empty means no element here. Okay, so you can understand that here the set contains no element. So here we can write down that if there is not a single element in the set, then that set is called as null set or empty set. Now this null set is represented by either the empty braces or the symbol phi. Okay. So this is symbol phi which represents the empty set. You can write either empty brace brackets or you can write down this symbol phi. Okay. So the example here, B is a set of all x such that x is a natural number between 2 and 3. All of you know natural numbers 1, 2 and 3. So after 2, the next natural number is 3. So there is no natural number between 2 and 3. That is why set B is an empty set. So we write B as B is equal to the empty brace brackets, or simply you can write down the symbol phi. Okay, you have to write 0 and you have to put a line on that. This is symbol phi. Then next type of set is finite set. Okay, finite means countable. So finite set is the set in which the elements are countable or elements are limited. If we start counting, then we are going to get the last element. The counting is going to terminate somewhere. So such set is called as what? Finite set. So how we are going to define it? If a set is a null set, this means that null set also is a finite set because number of elements are 0. We can count. Singleton set also is a finite set because we can count number of elements 1. So if the number of elements are limited or they are countable, then that set is called as finite set. You can see the example here. C is a set of all p such that P is a number from 1 to 22 divisible by 4. Okay, so here we can write down the numbers divisible by 4. That means we have to write multiples of 4. Or you can say table of 4 you need to write. So the set C is having elements 4, 8, 12, 16, 20. We cannot write 24 because they have given us the boundary that from 1 to 22. We cannot go beyond 22. So here 24 is not allowed. So at this stage, at the number 20 here, the set is terminating. So we can say that here this set is having 5 elements. That means elements are countable. So such set is called as what? Finite set. You can take another example. You can say that natural numbers up to 100. Okay, so there also we can write down the, or we can count down the elements. That we know that there are 100 elements. Okay, even though while writing we can use shortcut for it, that we can write 1 2 3 4, then dot dot dot, and finally we can write down 100. But still the elements are countable, so we can say that it's a finite set. Okay, and the last type here is infinite set. Infinite word is opposite of finite, so immediately you can define it, that if the number of elements in the set are unlimited or uncountable, if we start writing the set, then the number of elements are not going to terminate anywhere. So such set is called as what? Infinite set. Like take the example, set of natural numbers, infinite set. Set of whole numbers, infinite set. Okay, why? Because the numbers of elements are uncountable. They are unlimited here. Okay, so I hope you must have understood the four types of sets. Singleton set, a set with single element, empty set or null set, a set with no element, finite set means a set with limited or countable elements, and infinite set means a set with unlimited or uncountable elements. The set is not going to terminate anywhere. The list is ever increasing. Okay. So this table is given in the textbook. You can mark it, or if you want you can write it in short in your notebook also, so that you can understand it better. Okay, now let us see the solved examples or examples from textbook based on these types of sets. Okay, so the first example here given as write the following sets using listing method and classify into finite or infinite. Okay, so let us see the questions now here. First one. A is a set of all x such that x belongs to n and x is an odd number. So in short, what we have to do is we have to list all the natural odd numbers. So you know that natural numbers, they start from 1 and 1 is the first odd natural number. So our first element here is 1. Then the next is 3. Then 5. Then 7. Okay, but here no boundary is given. That means this set is having infinite elements or uncountable elements. The set is not going to terminate anywhere. So we can say that this is an infinite set. So when we write the set in the list method, this gives us the justification that why it is infinite. You can see here that it is never ending. The elements are uncountable, unlimited. So we can say that the set is an infinite set. Correct? Let us see the second example now. B is a set of all x such that x belongs to n and 3x minus 1 is equal to 0. Okay. So now here this equation is provided, and to find the value of x we need to solve this equation. So all of you write down the equation. 3x minus 1 is equal to 0. Okay. So we can write down therefore 3x is equal to 1. We can shift this minus 1 towards right hand side. So x is equal to 1 upon 3. 1 divided by 3. But see, even though we got the value of x, this set is an empty set. Why? Because 1 upon 3, which is a fraction, is not a natural number. See here, the condition is provided to us. X belongs to natural number. That is why we cannot include this element here. 1 upon 3 is not a natural number. Okay, therefore, B is an empty set. And as we have studied, empty set is a finite set. Therefore, we can say that B is a finite set. Okay, in hurry don't write down this element here. Okay, because the condition is given x belongs to n. If this condition is not given, then you can include this element in this set here. Got it? That is why the basic knowledge we have studied in the beginning about the expansion of numbers is very much important here. Let us go further now. So what you have to remember here is whatever the sets or expansion of the numbers we have seen, those all the sets are infinite sets. See, natural number starting from 1, 1, 2, 3, 4 and so on, never ending, so infinite set. Whole numbers starting from 0, 0, 1, 2, 3 and so on, again infinite set. Integers, you know, it is infinite from both the sides, left hand side as well as from right hand side. You have 0 in the middle, and all the negative numbers, they appear on left hand side of 0, and all positive numbers, they appear on right hand side of 0. But still it is an infinite set because the elements are uncountable. Q means rational numbers. Okay, so that is also an infinite set. Are real numbers. You know that rational numbers and irrational numbers together, they are called as what? Real numbers. So here real number is also an infinite set. So you have to keep this in mind. Let us go further. Now we will see the next concept, that is called as what? Equal sets. You know the meaning of the word equal. The same meaning you are going to use here. That suppose we are having two sets A and B. So they are equal if every element of A is present in B and every element of set B is present in set A. Okay, so this is how we are going to define equal sets. Two sets A and B are said to be equal if every element of A is in set B and every element of set B is in A. Okay, means what? All the elements should be equal, should be same. We are not talking about number of elements, but we are talking about the elements. They should be same. So symbolically, we can write it as A is equal to B. How you will read it? Set A is equal to set B. Okay. So here, now let us see the examples here to understand these equal sets. Okay, so first example from the textbook. Now let us see that here they have provided to us with the set A. Set A is a set of all x such that x is a letter in the word listen. Okay, so this set is given in the rule method or set builder form. So immediately whenever you want to solve the problem based on set and the set is provided into rule method, you should convert it into the listing method or roster form. So here A, we can write it as L, the first letter here. You will observe that no letter is repeated here. So all the letters you can write down in sequence separated by comma. Okay, so we have the elements L, I, S, T, E and N. So this is one set. Now the second set here B is given. Y is a letter of the word silent. B is a set of all Y such that Y is a letter in the word silent. Here also you can observe that no letter is repeated. So you can write down all the letters in sequence separated by comma. Okay, as a list method. Now you have to observe the elements here. Even though the sequence of writing the elements is not same, but still we can say that every element of A is there in B. See, L is there both the places, I is there, S is there, T is there, E is there and N is there. That means you can see that here all the elements are same. Okay. Even if a single element is different, then they will not be equal. All the elements of A should be there in B, and all the elements of B should be there in A. So here we can observe that they contain exactly the same elements. Order is not same, but still the elements are identical. Therefore, we can say that set A is equal to set B. Okay, this is again a textual example you can see in textbook. Let us go further now. Let us take one more example. Example number 2 from textbook. A is a set of all x such that x is equal to 2n. That means x is multiple of 2. N belongs to n, means n is a natural number. And 0 is greater than x. Strictly greater than, means 0 is not allowed. We have to start from 1. And x is less than or equal to 10. So 10 is allowed because less than or equal to. So we have to write down table of 2 up to 10. So in list method we can write down the set as 2, 4, 6, 8 and 10. These are the elements of the set A. Let us take one more set here now. B is a set of all y such that y is an even number and 1 is less than or equal to y and y is less than or equal to 10. So here you have to write down the even numbers from 1 to 10. Okay. So even numbers they start from 2. So your set will be B is equal to 2, 4, 6, 8 and 10. Now observe these sets. Are they equal? Yes, because they contain exactly the same elements. Got it? So we can say that these two sets are equal sets. Now let us think of one more example. Okay, here two sets are provided, C and D. Already they are in listing method. There is no need to convert. Now observe C and D. Observe the elements of set C and elements of set D. And think, are they equal? Obviously the answer is what? No. Why? Because 1 belongs to C, but it does not belongs to D. Okay, see here. 1 belongs to C, but 1 does not belong to D. Similarly, we can say that 2 belongs to D, but 2 does not belong to C. Means what? 1 is present in C, but 1 is not present in D. Okay, and 2 is present in D, but 2 is not present in C. Even though the number of elements are same, you can see that certain elements are identical, but because of this 1 and 2, they are different. So here these two sets are not equal. Got it? So what we can say here is set C and set D, they are not equal because the elements, they differ, they are not identical. I hope you must have understood the concept of equal sets. Okay, let us go further now. So when we want to write down they are not equal, you have to write down equal to sign and you have to put a slash on that. You know, all of you know not equal to sign. This is equal to sign and this is not equal to sign. Got it? Now let us see practice set 1.2. I hope all of you must be ready with your notebooks and pens and textbooks also. So there is no need of textbook as such because I am going to display questions also. But as I have said, you need to write it immediately. Okay, so let us go towards first question. Decide which of the following are equal sets and which are not. Okay, so let us see the question now, means one by one. And they have told that justify your answer, means if you are saying yes, then why yes, or if you are saying no, then why no. Okay. So first set is A is a set of all x such that 3x minus 1 is equal to 2. So this set is given in rule method. So we have to write it in the list method, and for that purpose we need to solve this equation. Okay, so let us solve the equation here. Okay, so first let us display the whole question. Another set B is given as B is a set of all x such that x is a natural number but x is neither prime nor composite. So to think of a number which is neither prime nor composite, you know that there is only one number 1 which is neither prime nor composite. Okay, so immediately that should come in your mind. Now one more set is given C. C is a set of all x such that x belongs to natural number. You know this symbol belongs to. And x is less than 2. So natural number less than 2. Only one number is present 1. So you know the answers. Okay, here we need to solve it. Now let us see how to solve it. Okay, let us go towards the solution. So I am writing this equation first. 3x minus 1 is equal to 2. Therefore this minus 1 I can shift on the right hand side here. So it will become 2 plus 1, that is 3. So I will get 3x is equal to 3, and therefore x is equal to 3 divided by 3, that is 1. So value of x is 1 here, and therefore I can write down the set A as with a singleton set having only one element, that is 1. So A is equal to inside the curly bracket 1 and then the curly bracket closed. So see, this set which was in the set builder form, I converted to listing method. Always, as I have said previously, whenever you want to write down the answer, you need to convert this to the listing method. Okay. Let us go towards the second set, that is B. As I have said that it is a natural number but neither prime nor composite. So what we can say, that 1 is a natural number that is neither prime nor composite, and therefore again this set B is having only a one element, that is 1. Okay. Then about set C we are going to write, we have to write natural number which is less than 2. So you can write down C as the set which is having only one element. Now observe, A is having only one element 1, B is also having only one element 1, and C is also having only one element. So here what we can see say that set A, set B and set C, they all have the identical elements. Correct? That is why we can say that A is equal to B is equal to C. Okay, when I wrote this solution, when I wrote the set in the list form, that is my justification. You can observe set A, set B and set C, and from that we can write down that A is equal to B is equal to C. Okay. So please copy it down, all of you. As I have said, you have to copy it down along with me only. Now let us go towards the next question. Question number 2. Decide whether set A and B are equal sets. Give reason for your answer. Means again you need to justify. So let us see the sets here. A is a set of even prime numbers and B is a set of all x such that 7x minus 1 is equal to 13. Okay, now let us see the solution here. Two sets are provided. A is a set of even prime numbers. So what we can say, 2 is the only even prime number, and therefore we can write down the set A in list method like this, that A is equal to inside the curly bracket 2 and then the curly bracket close because only one element is there. Set A contains a single element. It's a singleton set. Now again in second set B here, the equation is given. So we need to solve the equation here once again. So let us solve the equation. 7x minus 1 is equal to 13. Shift this minus 1 on the right hand side. So what we will get, 7x is equal to 14. And therefore x is equal to 14 divided by 7. We are going to divide here 14 by 7. So you know that 7 2s are 14. And therefore x is equal to 2. And therefore I can write down set B as a singleton set again with element 2. So now you can observe that A and B, they are having identical element. Therefore we can say that A is equal to B. Okay, so these are small solutions. Only you need to understand them and you have to write down them properly in the list method. Okay, so this is your justification that why they are equal. Or if you want, you can write down the statement that set A and B, they contain exactly the identical elements. That is why A is equal to B. Okay, but there is no need to write such statement because you have written in the list method and we can observe this. Or the other method is what, you number this as 1, you number this as 2, and then you can write down from 1 and 2 A is equal to B. Okay, so any way you can write down. There are many ways to write down the solution, but the only thing is that you should be logically correct. Got it? Let us go towards the next question. Question number 3. Which of the following are empty sets and why? Okay, so let us see the first one here. A is equal to, or you can read it as A is a set of all A such that A is a natural number smaller than 0. Now you have to decide whether it is empty or what. You have to find a natural number smaller than 0. You know that natural number, they start from 1, which is greater than 0. So here there is no element in the set. What we can write is 1 is the smallest natural number. So there is no question of writing the smaller number than 0. You know that the numbers which are less than 0 are negative. Okay, but negative numbers can't be natural numbers. So here 1 is the smallest natural number and therefore we can say that A is an empty set. Got it? A is equal to 5. You can write down either these braces or I gave you the symbol also 5, 0 and over that the straight line. So you can write down that also. Second one now. B is a set of all x such that x square is equal to 0. Okay. Now since x square is 0, x has to be 0. Square of 0 is 0. And therefore this set B contains element B. Element 0. B contains element 0. Okay, but see there is a difference in these two sets. Here 0 is one element, that means it's a singleton set. So it is not an empty set. What we can say that B is not an empty set because it contains one element, that is 0. Okay. Let us go further towards the next question. C is a set of all x such that 5x minus 2 is equal to 0 and x belongs to natural number. So let us first solve this equation and then find the value of x and then check whether x belongs to n or what. And from that we can decide whether it's a empty set or not. Okay. So 5x minus 2 is equal to 0. Therefore, we can write down 5x is equal to 2. And from that, we can write down x is equal to 2 upon 5. This 5 will come in division here. But see, it's a fraction. So, we can say that 2 upon 5 does not belong to natural number. Therefore, C is an empty set. Okay. So, I hope you must have understood how to justify the answer. Let us go further. Fourth question here, write with reasons which of the following sets are finite or infinite. Okay, this is the last question from this exercise. So let us discuss it. First one here, A is a set of all x such that x is less than 10 and x is a natural number. So this is given in rule method, convert it to the list method. X is less than 10, so I have to write down the natural numbers less than 10. That means up to 9. So I can write this set A as 1, 2, 3 and so on up to 9. So see here, I know that here there are 9 elements. The elements are countable. So I can say that it is a finite set. Got it? Next. B is the set of all y such that y is less than -1 and y is an integer. So to write all the integers which are less than 1. That means only up to what? -2 you are going to write. Okay, because -1 is greater than -2. So here your set is infinite. You can see here uncountable on left hand side. Okay, I have written it like this. You can write it like -2, -3 and so on. Then also it is correct. You know that order is not important. But purposely I wrote it like this because negative numbers we write on the left hand side. Here there will be -1, then 0 and so on. So here it is an infinite set. You can see the elements are uncountable. Next, third one. C is equal to set of the students of class 9 from your school. So all of you know that how many students are there in your class. Okay. For example, 60 students are there. So you know the number of students actually. You can count them. Therefore, it is a finite set. Correct? So we can say that the number of students in the class are countable. And therefore, it is a finite set. Okay? Let us go further. Fourth one. Set of people from your village. Okay, so in village also, we know that the number of people are constant. In house, certain family members are there. So we know that the number of people in a village are countable. We can count. In census, the number of people are counted. So again, we can say that it is a finite set. Okay, the number of people are not going to increase. Okay, very often. So we know that they are countable, and therefore it's a finite set. Next one, set of apparatus in laboratory. Okay, there are many apparatus in laboratory, but still the lab assistant knows that how many apparatus are there. Say for example, 1,000 apparatus are there, but still they are countable. We have the list of that. So again, it's a finite set. So what we can say that apparatus in the laboratory are countable, and therefore it is a finite set. Next, set of whole numbers. Okay, so whole numbers, you know that whole numbers start from 0 and then 1, 2, 3 and so on. Okay, so here you can say that here the number of elements are uncountable. Therefore, here the set is an infinite set. Okay. Next, seventh one, set of rational numbers. We have seen in remember that all natural numbers, whole numbers, rational numbers, they all are what? Infinite set. So again we can say that there are infinite rational numbers and therefore it is an infinite set. Okay, so I hope you must have understood this, that how to write down the answer. You need to write down one statement as a justification that why the set is finite or why the set is infinite. Okay. So students, today we are stopping here. In the next lecture, we will start with the new concept, that is Venn diagrams. Okay. Till that, you stay home, stay safe, take care of yourself. Thank you, students.